I don't know. I think I must have been traumatized by some course or something
Yeah.
that I'm like allergic. And I feel like I would hate to be one of these, bullshitters. That's like the thing that I'm scared about the most. And actually, that's why I have some trouble sometimes promoting logology. I almost never talk about logology on
Yeah.
my feed because I have some things like that where I don't want to be, that's why it's funny people tell me that I'm a marketer now because some people, because I have way more followers now than before. So a lot of people who follow me, they don't even know I'm a coder. They think I'm just some marketer who's gonna be a dick with startup founders. A lot of people have told me that, like, you're so cool to us coders. I'm like, dude, I'm like, but like they don't know the story because they just followed me recently. I just see the
Yeah.
memes about marketing. I'm still scared of marketing. I'm still scared of promoting myself, and I'm scared of like I don't know. I feel like I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable telling people what to do. I don't feel comfortable promoting my shit, and it's still a struggle to me. So I found comfort in like telling my story on Twitter that I can do and I become good at. So that's awesome. But I'm still like sidestepping in a way. I'm not like upfront being like, I mean, it would feel so vulnerable for me. I mean, the thing the most out of my comfort zone right now that I can think of that I could do is like write a course and promote it to people on Twitter. I would feel so vulnerable doing that.
Could it be that the reason why Dago is against doing these courses is also because he's vulnerable, he's afraid of doing so, he's afraid of exposing himself, or maybe he just thinks that is not good enough to do this course. He has the imposter syndrome. This really got me thinking because I feel the same a lot of times. For example, I don't want to do ads in this podcast. And I've told you this many, many times. And I always thought that the reason why I didn't want to do ads is because they are shit. No one likes ads, they damage society. And I kind of judge everyone that does ads. I've been talking a lot about Arvid's podcast, for example. I love the podcast, it's really good, but he has been advertising for microacquire for a while, and I started thinking, why is he advertising for microacquire? Why are the ads so long? Most of people don't get about it, but I do. Is it because secretly I'm afraid that my podcast is just not good enough so that people want to advertise on it? Could that be the reason? I think this quickly turned out to be a therapy session than anything else. But maybe that's also what's happening with Dagobert. Maybe the reason why it does not want to do ads or do his course is not because he hates people that do this kind of courses. It's just because he thinks that he cannot make that. It's out of his comfort zone. And his brain tells him that it's easier just to say that people that do these courses are not worthy. That the hard way is actually to build a product.
Logology is difficult. It's hard. Like, and I think it's harder than it needs to be. Like, it's harder than some other things I could do. It's harder than a course, I think. Uh, like, there's so much competition. Like, we're starting SEO right now, but like, there's so little room, like, because everything's taken. There's like millions of dollars being poured out by competition for years for all the keywords, even long tail keywords. So, like, you have to scrap like the bottom of the barrel to find some opportunities. And like, but like, I fucking enjoy it. And and because what I enjoy is the learning actually. That's the
Mm.
deep down version. Is that what I enjoy is like feeling like I'm growing, and I feel like I'm growing tremendously with that, with this challenge. And I think that's why I'm addicted to it. Is like if there's a way to make it work, even if it's not the optimal path, I'm gonna do it.
Hmm.
And maybe it's not the best idea. When I say it all out loud, I'm like, yeah, this is probably not optimal to make money or to be successful. But I feel like it's very optimal to me growing and changing fast because I because the challenge is harder.
But maybe there's also room there for the business person mindset, right? And a
Yeah,
business
yeah, yeah.
person would look at you and say like, yeah, I mean, it's great that you love to make it everything perfect and it's your craft and so on, but I just need to make money.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
focus on what will make you money, right? And
Because I feel like we still need to grow up into that.
yeah,
In a way, we still need to grow up into focusing on the business. And as you said, having this business person talking and not just this creator
yeah,
or this, kind of like child wanting to do what they want. It's funny when you say that. I'm like scared. I'm like, shit, it's gonna be some asshole in a suit or something.
yeah, yeah,
And that's why we're not like this, and that's why we're stuck because we're like still
yeah.
judging.
One thing that I learned from this conversation with Dago is that even though I think I'm humble, I am not, because I still judge. That's something that I've realized. Even though I'm not succeeding, even though I'm not able to live from my own projects, I quite often see myself judging others, either because they are building products that I think are not worthy, or because they are doing ads, or whatever. That's really silly of me to do. We should not limit ourselves, limit our potential because we are afraid of leaving our comfort zone. I know that it's easier for us to judge and say that what the others are doing is not good because that way we don't have to try it. Just as a last thing that I want to share with you from my conversation with Dago is something that happened to him recently. Listen to this.
Did you see the tweet about $1,000?
No.
Okay, because you're gonna freak out. Some guy sent me $1,000 because because one of
Ah,
my memes inspired him to do marketing, and so he made a shit ton of money because of my memes, because of the inspiration from my memes, and so he sent me $1,000 in Bitcoin.
how does that make you feel?
I felt a bit jealous. I was like, and that comes back to what we said. I'm like, shit, I should be maybe making way more money. This guy is making 100 times than me, and I'm like, who? And that makes me feel like an imposter. Like I give advice, and he makes way more money than me. But that was just like a tiny part. Because then the second part was like, wow, I literally helped him make a shit ton of money,
Yeah.
and like that felt so good. Like I feel like, I feel like I would love to capitalize on it more. But like I'm like, wow, I helped him make so much money that he's giving me 1,000. So I'm happy for the 1,000. That's awesome. I'm actually going to use it to come to Lisbon, so I might visit you soon.
Oh,
But
nice.
because I'm like, this is a good opportunity. But yeah, but like mostly it was like, wow, I helped someone so much that they're giving me $1,000 completely out of the blue. Uh, that made me feel. That was the best money I ever made. Because it's not. And again, it's not about the money. It's about feeling how much you help someone,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
actually
Exactly.
ties in with what we said about the course of like
Hmm.
when I tie all these pieces together, I'm like, I should do a course now. I was already starting, but like I should commit to it now.
I don't know if this conversation with Dagobert will motivate him to do a Twitter course. If it does, you can thank me later because I know it will be useful for everyone.